What's going on, everyone? It's Adam and Craig with Grandstand Golf. This is our tournament preview for the 2021 Valspar Championship. It's our quick hitter format show. Craig, just when you thought we were done with the Florida swing, we're hopping back one more time for the Valspar.
Yeah, and it's not every week we get a PGA Tour event sponsored by a paint company. I've been looking, we're looking to paint the exterior of our house. So if Valspar wants to kick some paint over this way, we could promo them. We could do whatever we need to do.
I think we already did, and I don't think we're gonna get anything for it.
Their name's on the tournament, so they've already baked that in.
I think they got enough. Yeah. Okay. Looking at quick hitters for the Valspar Championship, it was canceled in 2020. It has been a PGA Tour event since 2000. It's the last stop in Florida, as I already mentioned, for the 2020-2021 season. And a pretty decent field this week, Craig. We got 10 of the top 30 in the official World Golf Rankings teeing it up. Looking at previous winners, I mean, it's a Paul Casey show the last 2 years here without 2020. And Paul Casey's coming in again with pretty good form. Before that, we had Adam Hadwin, Canadian, Charles Schwartzel, who's making some noise right now at the Zurich Classic, which hasn't finished yet, and Jordan Spieth.
Yeah, back when Jordan Spieth was on top of the... Oh, wait, he is on top of the... I mean, I think the other thing that jumps out at me from that previous winners list is the scores. They aren't crazy. It is well, we'll get into the course here, but it's not one where I think we should expect to see 20 below.
Yeah, for sure. Let's talk about the course. So we're at Copperhead at Innisbrook Resort. It is located just northwest of Tampa Bay in Palm Harbor, Florida. It's one of four courses at this Innisbrook's complex. I think they have like 600 some hotel rooms, spas, restaurants. It's a huge complex here. Copperhead is the big PGA stop, though. It's a big PGA course. And it is known, Craig, for the Snake Pit final 3 holes. So you have 16 long par 4, dogleg right, water on the right. There's a lot of water on this course, as with a lot of Florida courses. We have 17 called the Rattler, par 3, 200 yards, the penultimate hole of the course with bunkers protecting all sides of the green. And then 18 par 4 with a 40-foot uphill approach shot. If you have three hard holes in golf, I think you have to have a clever name for it, The bear trap.
40 feet elevation change?
40 feet.
Man, that's like as big a hill as I think you can get in Florida.
I know. Must have pushed around some dirt there. I don't know.
Yeah.
But par 71, 7,300 yards, water, but pretty good length as well.
Yep. Yeah, you kind of hit the nail on the head. The only other thing, if you didn't already know, we're Bermuda grass, like most of Florida, Bermuda greens, Bermuda fairways. So if you're into that kind of thing, look, if you care about what people do putting on different surfaces, we're back to Bermuda, grainy grass. So plan accordingly.
Yeah, good point. Okay, Craig, that's the course. Who has the best history here? Horses for courses.
Okay, so, this one, I stepped outside from what I usually do. So first off, I try to look at people who have longer histories. Yeah. We do have some people with, played it once and have top 10. We've got DJ, Sungjae Im, Wesley Bryan. Those guys don't quite make the horses for courses, although they could start to develop that reputation. And then we've got a few guys who've played once in top 20, Keith Mitchell, Abe Ancer, and Corey Connors. Right. But the guys who I think have, better long-term histories here, Paul Casey. Now, you brought him up. He's won here back-to-back times, 2018, 2019. He's actually not typically the kind of guy I choose for this because he's got 6 starts here and 4 times he's been outside the top 35. So, he missed the cut. He's missed the cut twice, 2 of 6 missed cut. Twice he wasn't even in the top 35 after making the cut, and then he won it twice. So, typically I look for people who every time they show up play it well, but, you can't ignore back-to-back wins.
No, you can, and I think he's if he gets a third win here, that's only happened less than a dozen times, I think, on the PGA Tour since World War II. So it is rarefied to be in this position.
Absolutely. Next up, Luke Donald. So he has a longer record here. 11 starts, only a single miscut in those 11 starts. 7 top 25s. He had 6 top 6 4 straight times from 2010 to 2014. Now, obviously, that's when Luke Donald was, one of the, world number 1 in that at that point. But even 2019, he had a top 10 finish in 2019. when he was ranked 652nd in the world. So he is still performing above, his usual form, I think, at this course.
Yeah.
Next up, Justin Rose. Justin Rose, 10 starts. He's got a very nice, clean record here. 10 starts, single missed cut, 9 top 30s, 6 top 20s, 3 top 10s. That's what I like to see. That's more, it's the history of consistent high finishes. His best finish is 5th. He's done that twice, 2011 and 2018. Next up, we got Patrick Reed. He's, again, a few less starts here. Sure. 6 starts, 2 missed cuts, but he does have 3 top 10s. So, he is getting up there. 3 top 10s, and he's been second here twice. He was 1 back of Casey in 2018, and then he lost to Jordan Spieth in a playoff in 2015. Right. So, he's very close to having 2 wins here. So got to have him on the list. And then Henrik Stenson, only 5 starts himself, but he's been very consistent. Aside from 1 miscut, 4 top 25s in the ones he's made the cut. 3 times he's been 11th or better, and his best finish was 4th in 2015.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of veterans on that list. Because we haven't had an event in 2 years, you're probably going to see that, less of the up-and-comers on the list. But Rose and Stenson kind of turning corners here, so they're definitely interesting names to keep an eye out for.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of rounding corners, best form coming in. So who's coming in hot right now? This is the list I make up. There's no real metric to it, but I did make a couple rules, and I'll talk about that at the end. But there is no Paul Casey on that because he is coming off a miscut. You can't be in good form coming off a miscut. I mean, 2-3 events ago, sure. But the last event, I can't do that. So
I like it.
Number 1, Corey Connors, back-to-back top 10 finishes at the RBC Heritage and the Masters. 4 top 15s in a row in stroke play events. 3 of those top 10s. The Canadian is hitting the ball extremely well right now.
Yeah, we love to see that, obviously. And he's been in good form for quite a while.
Yeah. Speaking of good form for quite a while, Chris Kirk. So top 10s in 3 of his last 5 starts. RBC, Valero, Arnold Palmer Invitational. But he's made 13 of his last 14 cuts. And that includes the team event he's just playing in right now. So he's playing very well consistently and getting those top 10s in over half of his last 5 starts.
Yeah, love it. Absolutely agree.
Charley Hoffman, his second place at the Valero Texas Open. But besides that, he has top 25s in 5 of his last 6 starts. And he's holding on. I think right now it's Sunday at the Zurich. He's about top 15, top 10. So he's another good finish there. But top 25s in 5 of his last 6 starts.
Yeah, he's another guy who's been playing for well for a little while. He did have some injury, some health problems, but even when he was dealing with that and having to withdraw, he was playing good at the time. It was just hampered by injuries.
And he's really charging now.
Yeah.
Okay, across the pond, Sam Horsfield. So here we go. He just got 4th. We finished the European Tour event a little bit earlier in the Canary Islands. He finished 4th there. Adds to his recent success, 4 straight Euro events with a top 15, 3 of those top 10s, 2 of those top 5s. So he's playing really, really well in the European Tour right now. Coming across, we'll talk about that a little bit more. Number 5, Russell Henley, 2 top 10s in the last 2 stroke play events at the Honda and RBC Heritage. So a little bit, once you get to 5th on the list here, a little bit, less events to go off of, but 2 top 10s coming in with the stroke play events.
Yeah, and he can be so good when he's streaky hot that you can't let him play well for too long. You got to get him on the list while he's playing hot because it can come and go a little bit with him.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, great. That leads us to our DFS model. Who does the model like this week?
Okay, so did a first little bibbity boop through the calculations, and we got JT coming up top. So just real quick, it looks like the course favors accuracy off the tee as much as distance. That's atypical. Typically, distance is quite favored relative to accuracy, but approach is more important than off the tee this week, and around the green and putting are important here. Fairly close to tour average for the average event, but just distance off the tee gets a little bit of a bump down. So we got JT. At the top, Patrick Reed, and then Chris Kirk makes a bit of a surprising appearance here. I think it's because, in part, the driver is probably his weakest part of the game.
Right.
So he's doing very good in terms of strokes gained total, and then he has the least contribution from off the tee. So he's good approach, he's good putter, he's good around the green. So he's worked his way up to third there. And then Tyrrell Hatton, DJ, no real surprises there. Maybe the biggest surprise being DJ's all the way down at fifth, but I think that does speak a little bit to his inconsistency. Over the last.
Handful.
2 years, 10 years.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, a little bit all over the place.
Yeah.
But when he's hot, he's hot.
Yeah.
Okay, that leads us to the most interesting man in the field, Craig. This week I went with Sam Horsfield. A little bit different. I think Paul Casey is very interesting. Chasing that three-peat is very interesting, especially with that odd break in the middle. It'll look weird in the history books if he does get 3 years over a 4-year stretch, or 3 events in the 4-year stretch.
I don't care how it looks in the history, but it's a three-peat.
It's a three-peat. Sam is the most interesting man in the field this week. So it's his first PGA Tour start since the 2019 Arnold Palmer Invitational. As I said, he's coming in with great form. So he has that 4th, 15th, tied for 3rd, tied for 8th. So he was born in Manchester, England, but he moved to Davenport, Florida, which I think is just a little bit east of Tampa Bay, about an hour east, at the age of 5. So he has roots here for sure. Mm-hmm. Then he went to the University of Florida, where he won the Phil Mickelson Award as the top freshman. So very interesting to see him come across. I don't know if it's he got the sponsor's invite. That's why he's here. I don't know if he has plans for the rest of the month before the PGA Championship, but nice to see him here playing really good. I want to see how he does, kind of at home with kind of a pretty good PGA field here.
Yeah, and if you don't know much about him, he's a younger guy. I want to say he's about 24, 25 maybe. Right. He was injured at the tail end of last year. So, these last 4 tournaments has been him coming back. I think he tried to play through it and then took some time off to rehab essentially, and so it's nice to see the form he has. But the veterans on the European Tour veterans, they talk about this guy like he's a big deal. He's going to be he's going to be a Ryder Cupper in the future. Whether or not this year, I don't know, but he definitely has a lot of chops.
Yeah, up and comer that won't be coming up too long. Like he's arrived kind of deal. So last thing here, let's look at the way too early weather forecast, Craig. It looks like it's going to be kind of high in the mid-80s. I call that pretty nice weather. I got snow outside my window right now. Partly cloudy. The one thing of interest, wind looks to be a little bit down, but some precipitation, which might make it a little bit easier, better scoring. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's not huge chances of precipitation. Nothing too concerning to me about the weather there. That looks like typical, Florida humid weather, but we'll see. We'll see as we get closer to the week.
Just good weather. No real warnings. I guess thunderstorms on Monday, but looks like it's going to be a good week.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. That is our quick hitters tournament preview. Make sure to hit that thumbs up if you like our video. Subscribe to our channel for more content. We'll be releasing DFS content later in the week. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. See you next time.